Good morning, and welcome to Caretaker's Corner, where we discuss everything that has to do with being a caretaker. That's taking care of our elderly and disabled parents, disabled spouses, or adult disabled children. But today we're going to just be discussing caretakers, and particularly some ways to manage the emotional challenges of being a caretaker. If you've been a caretaker for a short period of time or even a long period of time, then you know that it can be stressful and it can be highly emotional. Just this last year, I lost my dad, and that was extremely emotional. And of course, you have the grieving process then. If you have a spouse that has become disabled, then you have all the emotions of taking care of the spouse, but then you have to deal with your spouse is having a grieving process of their own because they've lost their independence, possibly their job, and their entire lives are changing. So they've lost basically everything. And then you also have to grieve because your entire relationship has changed. So there are a lot of emotions that go on with being a caretaker. So today we're going to discuss managing emotional challenges and some ways to handle that. Okay, so I'm going to be referring to my notes quite a bit, so please forgive me if I keep looking away from the camera. But I've got a new desk set up, and I'm trying to optimize it here, and gotten the new computer, and actually it's great because I'm able to make the video on the computer, so whereas I previously just been using my iPhone, so I really like this. So yeah, let's get into this, huh? So the first strategy I suggest, or that you have to do, is you have to acknowledge your emotions. Now this is anything in life. You have to be able to say, yeah, I have some issues that I might need to deal with. And I'm sorry, I'm trying to get this to work. So you need to be able to make those acknowledgments. You need to figure out, you have to accept that you have something going on. Then you have to figure out, is it stress? Is it frustration? Is it guilt? Or is it sadness? Is it grieving? Because each of those you handle in a different way. Stress you can work out by exercising. Grieving, that could take time and therapy. So it's normal to have a lot of mixed feelings. So it's quite ordinary to be feeling stressed and grieving and sadness. And so sometimes you get confused and overwhelmed because everything happens at the same time, or you're going through them all at the same time. The second thing I suggest is to seek support. Reach out to your family, reach out to your friends, reach out to different agencies that might be able to come in and give you that extra help, like home health care and stuff like that. Don't try and go at it alone. It is one of the most difficult things, and like we've said in other videos, you may not be able to do everything. You may not, I've gone over there, some things I cannot do. I know that if it wasn't for my best friends, Rob and Melissa, I would probably have crashed and burned a long time ago, because at one point I was taking care of multiple individuals at multiple locations, and I work full-time in a factory, so could be anywhere from 8 to 12-hour days there. And then one of the ways I deal with stress and to help with my emotional issues is I go to yoga in the gym. Well, I was going to yoga. I will again. And the gym. And so that takes away from more time at home. So, and then when I was having to travel between both properties because I was helping with taking care of my dad, well, that took an extra 2 hours out of my day in traveling. So if it wasn't for them helping, it would have, I don't think I could have done it. The other thing you need to do, another thing you need to do is practice self-care. So once again, like I said, I go to the gym and yoga. So prioritize your own well-being by engaging in activities that bring you joy and relaxation. Take breaks, engage in hobbies, practice mindfulness and meditation. Now I try and meditate 5 to 10 minutes every day before work. Uh, Usually, I get to work just a few minutes early, so I have the the Apple Fitness program, and they have guided meditations on there, and I listen to one of those, and it helps set my day. And this is usually after I've gone to the gym. So if I don't meditate while I'm at the gym, then I do that just before I walk into work, and it helps set my day, and it helps me be in a much better spot. It also has helped me grow, learn a lot more about mindfulness. And mindfulness is just being able to know what's going on with my body. So, like, I can tell my mood might be shifting. If I'm feeling upset in my stomach, and I have a nervous stomach, I can usually use mindfulness to figure out, okay, is it something physical? Is it something emotional? Is it something that I have no clue what it is? And you'd be surprised once you reach 50 and you're a female and you're postmenopausal, how much stuff can just happen and you're like, you don't have a clue why. So that goes into play too if you're over 50. So you need to make sure to exercise regularly and get plenty of sleep. And that's usually one that a lot of caretakers, including myself, don't do regularly, is we don't get enough sleep. Like I said, when I was going between houses, working 12 hours a day, and then attempting, when I work 12 hours a day, it's just an attempt to go to the gym. With the driving and everything, I had a 16-hour day before I ever made it back to the house. So I was getting between 4 and 6 hours of sleep a night. And there were times when my father-in-law was in the hospital that I wasn't getting that. I was working 12 hours, going home, picking up Barb and her little sister, going to the hospital, sitting at the hospital. Robin and Melissa would pick them up at the end of the day, and I would go to work. So those are some very long days. And typically, when it comes to caretaking, we put ourselves on the back burner. And we can't, because like I said before, I know I constantly refer to it, so you might get annoyed with it, but it's that airplane motif, man. You have got to put that mask on yourself before you can take care of somebody else. It is a common theme throughout the caretaking world to have to remind caretakers of this. We have to take care of ourselves. If we get down, there's nobody else there, right? I mean, if I get sick, Robin and Melissa kick in and they take care of Barbara for me. They help make sure she gets food and stuff. And they walk my dog and stuff like that. But, if I go down for a long time, it gets really frustrating. So, you've got to practice self-care. Like I said, it's not selfish, it's necessary. All right. So remember that. Once again, we can talk about setting boundaries. You've got to have those boundaries. All right. So when I was able to find a yoga class that I could go to, I set a boundary that on Mondays and Wednesdays, I even set this boundary at work, and luckily I got a boss that's pretty cool about it, but it's basically 5:30 to 6:30 on Mondays and Wednesdays, yoga day, and I will do whatever I have to get out of work to go to yoga, and I will not be, my dad knew I was not going to be over at his house on Mondays and Wednesdays unless there was an emergency. My mom and stepdad know Mondays and Wednesdays, that's yoga day. And then Sundays, that's my other hardcore boundary. And that's because, one, now I do the videos on Sundays, but previously, and still now, Sundays are my prep days for the week. So I make sure the laundry's done and folded. I make sure my meal preps are done for the week. I make sure Barb's meal preps are done for the week. So that way, when I get up in the morning, I just pop her food in the microwave. Then I can give her her food while I get ready, take the dishes away. I mean, it's a whole system, but it makes for a better week if I have my Sunday to prepare. Now, this Sunday, I get to go and shovel my driveway again. It's a good thing I've been going to yoga in the gym because I don't know about you guys, but I think I got about 8 inches out there. But it's supposed to be nice today, so hopefully it'll just melt away. But be hardcore on your boundaries. Don't give. People are going to get mad about them. They're going to get upset about them in the beginning. And you just have to be solid on it. Don't give. They're going to make you feel guilty. They're going to get angry. Don't give. That is your boundary. I mean, that is your extreme. You are setting that up so that you can succeed at this. And succeeding at caretaking takes a lot of work, takes a lot of planning, and a lot of organization. All right. So keep the boundaries. Keep the exercise and the self-care. These are very important. Don't let your sleep go. Because if you let your sleep go, it affects your health in all sorts of ways. All right. So you need to take breaks and seek respite care. All right. So if you have someone that can come over and take care of your family member while you are just go somewhere. Take a drive. Take a weekend. Find somebody in your family that can come and help out for a weekend. Take a vacation. Even if you can only take 1 hour a week just to be by yourself. This really goes back to the rest of it, to self-care and boundaries. But, I mean, if you have to get in a car and just drive to get your break, do it. They're very important. You need that time to reboot yourself. Whatever it is that you do that allows you to reboot your energy, that's what you need to do. But you need to do it often. All right. Take I did the video about taking the 15 minutes every day. Take your 15 minutes every day, but several times a week, take an hour or so and go and take a break. A couple of times a year, try and take like a mini vacation somewhere. You have to de-stress also. You have to remember that. All right. Practice stress management techniques such as, like I said earlier, meditation, exercise, deep breathing helps a lot. Journaling, listening to music, engaging in hobbies. Something that is yours that is separate from your caretaking duties. You have to have a life outside of being just a caretaker. I know I'm bad about this because I have this I don't want to call it absurd. It's not absurd. I have this ingrained thing about taking care of my family. So I have nightmares about not taking care of my family. So I have to have something that is totally not associated with taking care of my family. Because going to the gym, taking care of my family, that's putting me in my best health so that I can better take care of my family. My YouTube video is to help other people be able to take care of their families. So, yeah, I am not very good on that account, which is funny because I really preach it hard, but and I don't know, everything I do, I guess, is around caretaking. I'm going to have to review that one myself. The most important thing, I think, and I think people don't give it enough credit, is seeking professional help. You got to be willing to. I mean, you can even do it online now where you just video chat with a counselor, but seek professional help because sometimes just talking to someone solves a myriad of issues. So, yeah, getting together with your friends and talking is one thing. Getting together in a community like what we're trying to build here is a form of help. But sometimes you need to go talk to somebody who is a paid professional who, well, they don't even have to be paid, but a professional who can help you with surfing through your feelings, all right, and your emotions, because it gets confusing. You start to wonder, you get guilty about feeling tired, and then you get mad at yourself for feeling guilty for being tired. I mean, it's an ongoing thing, and sometimes a therapist is the best thing you can do. Try to practice self-compassion. I mean, really remember that you are human, and you're just doing the best you can. Caretaking is one of those that while I can give you tools that you could use, you don't have to use all the tools. You may have to adjust those tools to your situation. And it may not be a situation that other people understand. Sometimes, you got elderly parents that want to do something their way and it's not conventional, but you got to let them do it because it works best for them. And the outside world might think that's a little weird, but it's not. It's what works best for them. So, seek the help. Practice self-compassion. Remember, you're doing the best you can. You got this, and you're doing an awesome job. So, really, that's all I got on this one. I want you to remember that it's a challenge and an ongoing process managing your emotions, and that it's something that you have to work at every day, but that you can succeed at. One I don't think I actually mentioned, I have mentioned before, but I think it does a great deal of help, is practicing I know it sounds trendy or whatever, but having an attitude of gratitude and practicing gratitude every day. Like I've told you before, get up and just start out with 3 things that you're grateful for, and you'll see how much that changes your attitude and how that can put you in a good mood for the day. All right, everybody. Well, I want to thank you for joining me for this video. I hope that you'll remember to like, subscribe, and share. And I hope you like this video. Please put a comment in the comment section. Let me know what you'd like to hear me talk about. I'm going to try, I think over the next few months, be more caretaker oriented and less who we're taking care of, and hopefully that'll go over pretty well. So I hope you have a wonderful day, and I'll see you back here next Sunday. Enjoy yourself. Be good.